Welcome to Framework Fortune. I'm your host, Ben. Welcome back, Framework Fortune community. We have the last day of the week here, of the trading week. Whoops, let me turn down my phone here. It's just making noises. We don't need that thing going off during the stream. It'll be going off all the time. Alright, so let's look at the SPY. What is it doing? SPY's pushing up, hitting an all-time high a year. So that's interesting. ISIG ran all the way up to 32. So that's definitely a possible play. Got a little trend line going on it right there at the moment. TCAT, that just died off. I figured EFOI. And trying to hold that trend line, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to, so I'm going to take it off. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is EFOI. I don't know what I was just looking at, but yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful breakout there. That's why I was trying to swing this yesterday. Or I was talking about this could have been a good swing. Beautiful breakout so far. We got MBOT. MBOT light volume, but coming to the tip of this triangle, it looks like. And it looks like it may crack down. It's still holding right around the tip, so it could come back up. Then my VUZI swing, that's bouncing off of that bottom support, which is what I wanted to see. So I'll probably be holding this one over the weekend. Yeah, I know you're already done. You're the early bird, Josie. You're the early bird. You come in, you get the worms off of the future, and then I just come in as a little vulture and just pick what's left. Stock market's open tomorrow? Are you sure about that? I thought it was closed tomorrow. Is it closed next week? I could be wrong. I could have read it wrong. Very nice. Exactly, Sicilian. So it is open tomorrow. So what was so is it closed short next week? I must have read that wrong last week. Of course you guys know I never know what day it is, so I swore it was closed this week. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything. Is it a short day tomorrow? If it's a short day, that might make a little more sense. I don't know. Let me check, see what else we got going on real quick. We'll figure it out. If you guys are saying it's open tomorrow, I believe you. I'm just trying to verify, because what I saw last week did not make sense to me. IMTE, this is pretty low float. Oh, they're launching an NFT platform, so this could be a interesting play. And this is above all EMAs. Yeah, buddy, I like what I'm seeing on this one. They are a little high on the hour chart, though. Let's put that on watch, though. Oh, wait, I got it on there. You know what? This looks like this may be about to break out. I'm jumping in here. This thing is very low float, very low supply. It's got to break 550. Perfect little wedge here on the 15 minute. We're either going to pop or we're going to drop. That's pretty interesting news. NFTs are still pretty hot. Damn, I got filled up really high. I got filled all the way up at 550. Oh, big buyer just came in there at 556. He's slowly getting taken out. No, he keeps loading back in there. They're taking him out, though. More buyers starting to come in. Look on this daily chart. See how much room we have to run. 6 has got some strong resistance, but really there's not a whole lot to hold us back. It looks like we may be getting halted here. Nope, didn't get halted. Let's see if buying keeps flooding in. Now we're getting halted. Boy, I love a great triangle play like that. Nothing going on in pre-market, nothing going on. I mean, it's just been nothing, but comes out with this nice PR, this NFT launch, and forms this perfect little wedge on the 15 minute, taking that trade all day, all day. And a daily chart where it's above the EMAs, and it's mostly been flat, but shows a lot of spikes. This is beautiful, man. This play was, I mean, that's why I jumped in there in a split second, because as soon as I started analyzing this chart, just beautiful. The 1 minute, why do you want to see the 1 minute chart on IMTE? What's that going to do for you right now? I didn't look at the 1 minute chart at all and was able to catch this rip. I was looking at the 15 minute and the hour chart and the news, and that was it. But you can see on the 1 minute how it made this perfect little U shape in the triangle before it broke out. So we kept testing the top. This is a good triangle because we tested the top of the triangle a whole lot of times on the 1 minute. But you can see that on the 5 minute. See all those wicks. So this is, let's just read this PR real quick while we're waiting for this to come undone. Make sure this is not no garbage PR, but I'm probably going to be locking out as soon as this thing starts to turn red. Let's see here. Signing of an assignment and assumption agreement to take over the rights and obligation on corporation agreement on developing blockchain business focused on digital asset market platform. IMT will pay a deferred payment based on future earnings of Ace Corporation Limited and a bonus payment if Ace is listed on an exchange, on a recognized exchange, in the next 5 years. So this PR is not good. It looks good, but it's all a bunch of could be happenings. So I'm not holding this very long. Like, it's none of this is even started yet. They're just signed a thing within their company saying we're going to start an NFT business, right? Anybody can start a business, whether it's going to succeed or not. Well, time will only tell, but they could turn around and not even start this NFT business. So this is probably what I am thinking, because I've been saying on the crypto channel, I think we're going to get a hot crypto market in January, especially in NFTs. We're starting to see we're starting to see companies on the stock market putting out that type of PR without even really doing anything. Like, this company was nothing, and then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, we're going to do an NFT platform," and traders are like, "Woo!" And then they push it up. Hold on just a second. So we'll see how much momentum stays in this, and if it doesn't turn red at all out of this halt, then I'll hold it. But I don't know. After reading that PR, I don't like it. Thank you, Christopher. Mahesh, let me ask you a question. Why do you want to buy long-term stocks at $150 to 200 stocks or $200? Why that certain price range? Because there's plenty of $50, $30 stocks like that for long term. Even there's even some cheap ones. Like MNDL is one of my favorite long term plays. Pays out a nice dividend. Little Infotech Israel company. Whoa. Okay, let's see. We didn't turn red. I am going to go into 1 minute right this second. As soon as the candle turns red, actually, let's go ahead and lock out some of it. Let's just be smart traders, and we're down to 70 shares. And if this thing can push, we'll keep holding it. If it can't, we'll just jump right out of this bad boy. No need to get greedy. Starting to push some more up to a new high. Oh, there's a little bit of red. Let's see. Oh, still pushing. We're going to break 650. It is some resistance there. We'll take another 10 off at 650. I got 60 shares left. Whoa, boy, this level 2 is going nuts. I don't even know what to say, because this thing just went down to 440, back up to 470 in a half a second. Let's see if this thing it's not turning, it turned red for half a second, but then immediately popped up, so we're still, all right, now it's starting to turn red again. Let's see here. Fighting between red and green. Which way are we going to go, George? We are starting to turn red. Let's see if this 1 minute candle pushes up over those two. If it does, I think we're good to go. If not, then I'm going to drop it. Actually, I'm going to take a little more off. And then again, look at that. All the way down to 637 and a quick pop straight back up to 675. God, man, this thing is moving like a madman. That's why we trade super low floats, but we don't want to get on the roller coaster ride up here at the top right now. If you jump on the roller coaster ride in here, boy, that thing could just dump, or it could try to come back up. Hard to say right now, because the volatility between the spread is ridiculous. Let's see, where's that at? 626. Yeah, I'm gonna put a stop loss right under 625 for now. This last 50 shares. See if we're gonna get any more out of this, but at least I'll have you know, if it all of a sudden just dumps, I'll be out of it. I won't get back too much profit there. Look, actually, kind of looks. Let me look on this. Let me look on these higher time frames because it looks like it's about to dump, possibly. The damn thing moves so crazy. Okay, trying to hold 625 as support. So I put my stop loss right under there. Let me get off this 1 minute. These 1 minutes are deceptive. I'd rather just stay in this 5 minute now that we're kind of, because what I was looking for on the 1 minute was it just to continue ripping on this candle here, and it couldn't. So now we're in a consolidation phase. Let's see, we got 3 minutes on this candle left for this consolidation. I may just take it. We're starting to try to push back up a little bit. I really want to see it test 650. You can see on the 5 minute where we've not had one candle close over 650. So we need to see a 5 minute candle close over 650 to confirm that resistance is broke. So new buyers will come in. Right now there's so much indecision because people who got in there when I did or got in even earlier, you know, they lock some profits out at the top there. This thing was so low. Man, it's hard to say because this PR is garbage, but all week we've seen stocks without PR ripping, so that's why I'm just taking profits in the rip and, you know, having a little stop loss in there to guarantee most of my profits if it does turn sideways all of a sudden. But this thing is stupid low float. I mean, stupid low float. So if nothing else is going on, and this starts catching everybody's attention, it could go crazy. Who knows? We'll see. But it's gonna have to break the 650 area here real soon if it's gonna make a continuation run. There's a little test up to 645. Oh, through 645. Testing 650 through 650. This is the last 30 seconds of this candle. We just got a spike up to 690. Quick spike. And this is what I'm talking about. If big buying volume comes in, this thing might get frisky. So we're holding 650. 15 seconds left on this 5 minute candle. Oh, and it pulled back below 650. 10 seconds left. Can it hold? Looks like it might. Gonna be close. That's too close of a close on that candle for me. So let's see. This one, if we start, okay, we are starting to get some bids stacking at 650. And right above it. Very nice. They're selling at 660. We want to go ahead on up to $7 and test that here very soon if we're going to keep this momentum. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move the stop loss out for now because it does look like we may try to test 7. I'm going to take another little 10 piece off up here. Yeah. Give me a little 10 piece off of there. Whoa, Thinkorswim, what are you doing? That was a late reaction. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. Okay. So I got 40 shares left here. See if we can break that $7 mark. So if it does break 7, it could, it could get going. We still got quite a bit of buying volume come in. We are running into some resistance in the 675 area. Sellers keep popping in on the bid, or I'm sorry, on the ask every time we come up to it, and then some at 680. So we need to see bids start holding 675, 680. Okay, we did just dip down to 650. We were immediately bought up, but still pushing. Back up to 675. Bunch of sellers starting to sit at 670. Okay, they just got taken out. 675 on the ask. They just got taken out. 684 on the ask. There was a big buy that popped in there. Okay, we're starting to see buyers hold up to 675 support. If this continues to hold up, we're going to get a test of 7 here very shortly. There we go. Let's see what we look like. Can we break through 7 and keep this crazy momentum running? Oh, we got rejected off of it. Didn't even get to 7 the first time. Got close. Hit 698. So need to see 675 hold here. That's support. Man, this thing is so wild. We like a wild play. We like them frisky. We like them excited and spicy like this. That's where you get the biggest profits from. Also, you can take the biggest losses. So that's why it's important not to jump in at the top of these type of super stupid low float plays. You got to get them in the consolidation. I damn near missed this. I just happened to catch it right at the right time. So we're still holding up this 680 area. We're not really showing any sign of strength of cracking support lines or anything. We keep pushing for resistance lines and holding up new supports. Yep, bid's starting to stack at 690. If they can continue to stack at 690. There's another one. There we go. Nice. See if it keep. Nope. They fell out right there. Got close. Alright, I don't like this candle. I don't like the way it's starting to doji. Starting to make a little double top here. Yeah, I'm taking it. Alright, so $103 profit on that trade. I don't trust it. I don't trust the way it may try to break out over 7, could possibly get it, but with that PR not being solid, and it failed to hold that 690 for a couple of times. Actually, here comes the breakout. So that's what I was saying. I wasn't sure. How much more are you going to break out, bud? But I'm out of it now. So take that little $100 ATM withdrawal, and I will be happy with that. Oh, and it's still ripping. So it is going to get crazy, it looks like. I sold just a couple of seconds too quick. But the way that 5-minute opened, this one right here, where it started to look like it was going to be a double top at $7. I mean, I'm getting out there. I'm not, that looked like a start of a bearish signal. Very, very nice. All right. Let's see what you guys got going on. Yeah, Josie, definitely. David Davis, you made $1,000 on that PRG play. Nice. You think it's going to be low volume after the first of the year, Josie? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's going to be the opposite. And I do think we'll look at the crypto market here in just a little bit, kind of compare it. We'll look at all the indexes and stuff like we always do. Is my mic? Yeah, it may get a second halt. You're not wrong, Josie. That's what I'm saying. Just keep in mind, don't let FOMO get you on this play because this PR is nonsense. There's no guarantees of any of what they said. They haven't even started it. They just signed a piece of paper and then they put a PR out that said, hey, we're going to start an NFT platform. That does not mean a damn thing. So this is purely running off of retail trader hype and that very low float with what looks to be good PR. I mean, obviously it could continue to go up, but at the same time, it really doesn't have a real valuable reason to go up. The reasons it's going up are not solid reasons. So this thing can turn around at any time, and as fast as this thing can rip is as fast as this thing can dump. So hard to say. It's just really hard to say. I mean, it faked me out there on that one little wick at that $7 area to jump out of the rest of the way right before it just ran another 60 cents. It's just so low float, and we've got 13 million in volume on it. Most of it just coming in here in the rip. But I mean, it's still looking bullish. The only another thing though, you look at the 15-minute, we're way off the 10-day moving average. So the 10 is starting to spread out from these other two. But we are getting in areas where we don't have very much support at. Any areas of support up this high, even looking back at the daily, yeah, there is none. The closest support would be around 675. And then you got major resistance at $8, some at 9, and then of course 10. But we'll see. We'll see what it keeps doing. I'm not going to touch it again unless it comes back and gives me another pattern to get into. ISIG still barely holding up that little trend line, so nothing there yet. EFRI is looking ugly. MBOT dropping. VUZI, my swing trade, still coming back alive. Man, I'm still down on it, but I got in a little early on this one. I didn't think it was going to come quite down this low, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Wait a minute, am I green on VUZI? No. Oh, no. I bought way up here. Could average that position down, though. Let me think about that for a minute. Now, see how IMTE is starting to meet a lot of selling pressure, getting a little bit of a doji on the 5-minute at the top here. You know, we're not continuing to push. We're getting held up at 750. So if this is going to continue to run, it's got to break 750 and start holding 750 as new support, which, like I said, there's not really any area for that. So it's just going to be pure 750. Well, I mean, maybe there's some through there at 750, but basically it'd be just pure old resistance turning into new support intraday here. Let's see, it's really struggling right there. It's where it gets sketchy at. This is where this thing could come back down if it does not hold this area. Needs to hold above 7. A little leeway at 690, but like I said, I think I don't know. We'll see what happens with this play. I don't know. There's too many factors. That's why I'm getting in and out in these choppy markets this last couple of days. Said screw holding for very long because I just want to get in and out. I don't want to sit here and try to figure out if this garbage press release and all of that is going to break out up here at the top. I got in at the bottom of the ride, rode it up, I'm good. So I'm just waiting for another bottom. And then I still may not trade it again. ISIG though, you keep on being sneaky. I may throw a little something at you. INN, nah. Not seeing much more on here. A bunch of plays under the 200 moving average on the scanner. I want nothing to do with that. SPY having a little pullback, but I mean it's still high as hell. Oh, wait a minute now. What you doing here, ISIG? Let's see. If I took a shot on this right here, I'm going to jump in 10 shares right here on the trend line and put a stop loss right under 26.66. So 10 shares with $1 stop loss. I'm risking $10. Yeah. I need to put it all the way. I want to see if this thing is going to climb back on the trend line. If it gets back above this trend line, starts climbing up, breaks over 28, it could continue to push, but it's been holding it. And now it's starting to break back above it. Let's see, 28 on the bid. Or I'm sorry, on the ask there for a second. IMTE fell in the hold $7 so far. This may dump. Be very, very careful if you're still in that. ISIG breaking that $4 area or $28 area. Starting to get a little bounce here. We just got to hold 28 as support now. Looks like it wants to try to get it a little bit higher. If we can proceed, where are we? 28.50. We break 28.50. I think we'll be good to go on this play. I may move my stop loss up to right under 27. Be risking even less. Yeah, let's go ahead and move this up to right under 27. Testing 28.50, starting to break 28.50. Oh, a little rejection there. No bids stacked at 28.50. Look at that on IMTE. Now that 675 area is some strong support. So if it can hold 675 for a little while, we may look for something else. But at the moment, there. Testing 28 as support. Okay, 28 still trying to hold up. This may move a little bit slower at the moment because it is just now getting back on the trend line. Hold on, let me see something here on the daily chart. I mean, the daily chart trend line is like straight up and all the way back down at 20. Still holding 675 so far on that play. Oh, here we go. Back up 28.50. Bid starting to stack on over 28.50. We had one or two. There's one more. See, we need to see more bids over 28.50. Come on. Oh, it's starting to stack. That ass shot up real quick. No, still not getting the bids we need to see. There's another one, but there's one there. Okay, now we're starting to see them stack. See if they hang in here or not. Nope, they got took out again. Getting some pretty strong resistance there at 28.50. We did. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on, you beautiful, beautiful play. You do your thing. All right. Move my stop loss up over 28. We'll move it to 2020, 28.20 there. That way I'm guaranteed some profit. There's not going to be a loss on this trade whatsoever. And it may start going. Let's see. Let's see if it can really get going. Because it's already up to 29. Now, guys, I'm going to take a quick little couple minute break while I'm waiting on this to move because it is taking a little bit more time. Well, I mean, technically it didn't. It bounced off of that trend line support and ran $2. So, I'm only in 10 shares. But if you did catch that, then you could have got a nice $2 of profit if you did catch it. But we do have this little double bottom forming, so I got the stop loss in there. I'm guaranteed some little bit of profit on this. I'm fine. I'm just going to take a quick little break, let this thing do its thing. I'll be right back. Came right back down on my stop loss there. It hasn't hit it yet, but got very close. Oh, look at there. Let's see, we threw a wick up over 29. So that's a decent sign. We'll see. I'm just going to let that stop loss sit there. You know, like I said, no matter what, it'll be a green trade, maybe $2-3, but still not a loss. We'll see if it can keep going or not. See, how's IMTE? IMTE couldn't hold 675, dropping down to 650. So I said, as fast as that thing can go up, is as fast as it can come down. We'll wait and see if we see 650 start to hold there. EFIO looks garbage. MBOT cracking down. I don't see too much else going on. So, let's just keep an eye on IMT at the moment. I'll keep a side eye on ISIG. Well, actually, you know what? ISIG is starting to push up again. Let's keep an eye on it for a second. This thing may try to go. It may try to go for 30. All right. Let me see what we got in the comments. Yes, Mary Kyoko, I do have plenty of. I have multiple setups for Thinkorswim, but yes, I'll grab that video link for you real quick. I have a whole library of lessons. Check out frameworkfortune.com. I'll get you a link right now. We're hanging out, waiting for this little guy to do its thing here. Like I said, I got a couple of different videos. This one is probably the most similar setup to what I got right now. Brian said KPRX. What's up, fat boy Drizzy? What's going on, buddy? How you feeling today, my friend? We're gonna test a 29 right now. If we break 29 solid and hold it as support, we'll go to 30. There's no reason why it wouldn't go to 30. Well, actually, let me take that back, because there actually is some resistance right here at like 29. 25 basically where it hit at on that previous candle, so it's got to actually get over 29.25. Oof, look at that. IMT not holding 650 either, cracking down even more all the way to 630. So I'd say we want to be at the bottom of the roller coaster, not the top. Or actually, I thought of it some more. The roller coaster metaphor almost works. There's just the one problem with it of when you jump off of the ride at the top. So if you get in the roller coaster here and you jump off the top, it does, like that part of the metaphor doesn't quite make sense. I realized it. So instead of a roller coaster, think of these patterns as escalators. You don't jump off the top of an escalator. Once you ride to the top, you know, you're at the top and you get off the escalator, and then, you know, you wait and the floor flattens out. If buyers want to push it up to the next floor, then you just wait for that floor to flatten out till you come to the next start of escalator, and then you just hop on the bottom of the escalator, ride it up. You know, you don't want to see hardly any red, because if the escalator's flashing red, that means something's wrong. Look at this dump. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. All the way back to 6. Making a perfect little TP. That's not a... That's, I guess would be an inverse V shape. But V shapes, I don't know. I had not heard of V shapes until they started saying that stuff last year and COVID, like, oh, a V-shaped recovery. Like, I don't think V shapes are that prominent of a pattern. Come on, Fat Boy Drizzy. I know you killing it on the cryptos, man. Don't come over here acting like you need my money. I know you've been killing it on cryptos, man. Trying to come in here, hoodoo me out. But you're not trading until 2022. I don't blame you. This is the last week of the year, or last 2 days of the year, so it is going to be a little wild, you know. Oh yeah. I forgot. Sorry, Brian. My bad. Let me check out KPRX. See what's going on with this thing. Strange. Okay, it's below the 50-day right now. Been downtrending. Did hit a low a year. It's got to break 150. Does have a nice U shape so far, but that 50-day, we know how strong it is. Especially when the stock's under the 200. I mean, you may be able to get the push up to 150 for about 25 cents maybe, but I don't see it breaking 150 and making a move up any higher. I mean, it may spike over 150 shortly, but I just don't like it being under these EMAs. But it is moving. I mean, you do have a little trend line right there you can draw and just play the trend line. I just don't think you're going to get much other than like 25 cents if it does hold up this trend line. See, ISIG still looking good. We still haven't broke 29 yet, but we're still up there close to it, testing it. I would say it's coming soon. Tax harvesting time, yeah. That's why you gotta get you gotta have your own business, man. You have a business, it'll help with those capital gains taxes. Because if you're reinvesting, well, get an accountant. Let me just say that, because I'm not a licensed tax advisor. So get an accountant, a real accountant, start a business. And that's all I'm going to say. So Prague does have a little bit of a flag. But again, this is another play under these moving averages. It did doji out yesterday. So having this bullish candle so far today is a decent sign. But 10-day is at 225. So it's got to break that. And it's consolidating way below 225. It's 15 cents below that, so it's having resistance at 215. So even if it breaks out of this consolidation, it'll hit 225 and slow down. ISIG may or may not go. I may get stopped out. Yep, I just got stopped out. So a little $4.40 win on that one, adding to my $100 profit on IMTE. We'll move this triangle. Let's Let's see here. Maybe this thing's going to follow this trend line. Let's give it a little bit more time, but if we start seeing a bounce off of 6, we may try to give another move up. There's KRPX smashing into the 50-day right now. None. Oh, if the market crashes, yeah, after nice, 339 on Prague, and you're up 10K so far. So David Davis and Brian, see though, how much are you using? How much capital are you using to get those big wins on this small of a play? Because if you're making that big of wins on these very small plays, you're using a lot of capital, which is fine. You know what you're doing. You put a stop loss. I'm not knocking you for the wins. All I'm just trying to get at is, like, most new traders are not going to be starting with that much capital. But this did just break this downtrend, so it's trying. It's trying. Damn, IMT couldn't even hold 6, but there's the trend line. So let's see, 575 holds. It may not. Like I said, this PR is garbage, so it could be done for the day. It could have been all it had. Yeah, much in 25. Yeah. See, when you're over that PDT rule, you're working with 25K. You can trade. If you just buy 1,000 shares of KPRX at $1.20 and it runs up to $1.32, that's $120. So if you was to buy 5,000 shares of this, that would be $520 off that 10-cent move, which is good. It's good scalping. You guys are doing it right. But for new traders, really looking for some bigger moves, because if you go 200 shares on this and it moves 10 cents, you make like $20. Whereas ISIG, I went 10 shares on it on that swing trade and locked in about 75 on it on 10 shares. I used to trade these dollar plays and $2 plays, but to me it's just not worth it unless you got a big enough account like you guys are talking about. Still trying to break that 50-day. You're really getting smashed in there, but if you would have got it off that trend line and you did have enough account, you would have made a decent little profit so far just off of that one little bounce. That's what I say. There's so many different ways to make money in the stock market. When I hear somebody saying that there's only one way, ooh, look at this IPO. This thing has been ripping. 40. I'm going to put this IPO on watch. It IPO'd 4 days ago and has been going straight up since. Had a big move today. From 1330 up to 1776. This thing is not really getting much attention either. How much volume has it had? Yeah, only 1 million in volume. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that bad boy. Alright, let's keep an eye on the IMT here. See, I got enough for maybe 30 shares. Move, let's see. Close to 30 shares. go into the 15 minute and look what we're looking at. Yeah, man, we're right on the 15-day. 579. Let's see how. Let's see. I'm thinking about maybe trying it. I'm gonna give this 5-minute candle a chance to hold, though. I don't want to jump in before this candle closes, because it still could keep dumping. Just because we're on an uptrend doesn't mean that it'll hold this uptrend. We gotta wait for the ride to become safe again, or the escalator. We don't want to jump on the escalator halfway down it. You know what I mean? Like, if this escalator's going down and we ain't leveled out to the floor yet, we could be jumping in right here and this escalator could continue on down. So we want to make sure we got a nice stable floor here before we hop on. There's a lot of bids stacking at 590. Got a minute and a half on this candle. I mean, I could take the shot early and just put the stop loss right in there, risk about $6. But I want to make sure this confirms. I don't want to just jump in there and have it dump on me all of a sudden. Got a minute left on this candle. Nice, David Davis. I'm mumbling. Can everybody else hear me pretty clearly? I mean, I might be mumbling while I'm sitting here focused on the chart. I'm very bad at English, even though it's my first language. All right, so let's see here. We held up that candle. We want to make sure that we're not just going to have a red candle drop right after that one. But don't know, to answer your question about what stocks I would be looking at if the market crashes, it would mainly be dividend stocks, because you get dividend stocks at super stupid low prices, then your dividend yields are higher. I'd definitely be looking at like MNDO. Well, you'll know. You'll know because in January I usually do a top 10 tech stock, my top 10 tech stock picks for the year. And then I usually do a top 10 marijuana stock video, which marijuana stocks did nothing all year. They only had like one little pop. So it was not a good year for marijuana. However, the fact that it wasn't a good year and it continues like that, we are going to see some money come back into the cannabis stocks. Because I am telling you, these cannabis companies are making money like crazy. There's a dispensary right in Illinois that line out the door, crazy amount of customers. They're just killing it. And like I said, I've been to Planet 13 in Las Vegas. I went there beginning of last year, and it was the beginning of this year. No, it was beginning of last year. It was 2020. It was right before COVID hit. We went to Planet 13 dispensary in Vegas, and you're talking about money out the wahoo. I mean, they are ridiculous. That's why sometimes you'll see me wear my Planet 13 shirt. But yeah, I mean, my main, if I'm going to be buying stocks long term, it's going to be tech, it's going to be cannabis, it'll be crypto stocks. I'm not banking stocks, REITs, definitely REITs, real estate, investment trust. Oh my goodness, you get such good dividends from. Right now, a lot of them are way too high for me, but like if ticker symbol O comes back down, this is one of my favorite REITs. Come on. Because they pay out a monthly dividend. Oh, I'm on the 4 hour. No wonder it doesn't look right. So 25 cents about a month, which is very nice. It's just climbed way too high for my liking, up in the 70 area. So if the market was to crash and this could come back down to that 50 area, even lower, even better. But yeah, man, that's what I'll be looking at. One of my favorites, IIPR. This thing is a cannabis REIT that is geniusly ran. Like the company, I mean, they've just done fantastic. Just ever since this stock came out, just on an uptrend, exploding, paying out nasty dividends. I had originally got this back in the crash in 2020. I bought IIPR at like $60, I think, or 50. Right here it was. Yeah, there's the 2020 crash. I bought it in here and rode that guy all the way up into here. And so I collected those dividend payments along the way while I was holding it. And then when it pulled back, I sold out of it because, like I said, I've been bearish on the stock market. And you can see it's just continued to run. It actually ran a whole nother $100 after I got out of it. So that one will definitely be one on my watch. I'll let you guys know what I'm going to be looking at. You'll see. Like I said, I'll put those videos out at the beginning of the year. Well, not right at the beginning of the year, but in January, February. Now, see, starting to crack that trend line. That's why I was wanting to wait. We got a little bit of a floor, but it wasn't feeling quite safe. You know, it was kind of like, floor's starting to crack, so the play may be done. ISIG. Let's look at this 1 hour. I'd like to see ISIG actually come back down to that 25 area. Maybe not today, but on Monday or tomorrow. And possibly could look for it to bounce off of that 25 area on this trend line for another move up, because the all-time, or the high of the year anyway, is 35.50. So it's been trying to push its way back up towards that high Definitely going to be one to keep on watch. IMT still holding on, but still sketchy. We still don't have enough confirmation yet. Let's see, KPRX still slowly climbing up that trend line. PRG still in that consolidation wedge. This IPO's not doing much today, but I want to see it pull back anyway, so I'm not really worried about it today. It's going to be a watch for the next couple of days. The top gainer still IMTE. Alright, let's keep an eye on it. Let's see if we can possibly get a play out of it, another play. Planet Third. Let's see. Let's check. Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. It's not that Planet 13 stock is doing bad. The whole pot sector is doing bad. But I mean, Planet 13 at $3. It's not doing terribly. I wouldn't say it's doing bad. It's down to the 200-day moving average on the week chart. But to me, it's not doing terribly because I found Planet 13 back before it was $1, back in here. Yeah, I think all the way, back before 2020, I think. Or maybe it's either 2000, no, I think it was 2019 that I found Planet 13. So to me, seeing it run from, 29 cents, or not 29 cents, but 63 cents or whatever, all the way up to 867, and it's pulled back to 3. Maybe it drops a little bit more, but if you look, YOLO is the marijuana index, one of them. But you can see YOLO is weighted by multiple marijuana stocks, and it's been downtrending. So it's not that Planet 13 is doing bad. It's just that investors are not putting their money in marijuana stocks right now. That's all it is. Which, if nobody's paying attention to those stocks, which is what I said, and they continue to go lower, or we see a market crash and they get really stupid low, like if I can get Planet 13 for 50 cents, that's just those noises is just how I feel about even thinking about that. David Davis, CHPT, that's a EV stock long term. I'm not familiar with CHPT, but I've looked at quite a bit of the EV stocks. We covered them a lot last year. One Life, you were on the beginning boat of EV stocks, I think, before anybody, because we were talking about, was it NIO was the one that you did real big on? You had the huge win on, or I can't remember. But there's a lot of EV competition now, so that's the only thing that concerns me with EV. Good morning, Michelle. Oklahoma has dispensaries all over the place. Yeah. So, I mean, you don't want to, buy some stock of a random dispensary either. You want to, because there's a lot of competition for dispensaries in areas where it's legal. You want to look for those ones that offer consistency with their products, and the ones that usually have some type of distribution model with their business. So like the distribution and growing is behind dispensary. Dispensary is only a small part of the business. They'll sell to other places. All right, I think I may get ready to take an entry here. Possibly. Yeah, I'm jumping in. Oh, nope, can't get 30. We'll jump in 20. So let's jump in 25. There we go. So I got 25 at $5.99. And I'm just going to put a stop loss, I think right under $5.77. That would be 22 cents on 25 shares. That'd be about $5. Sounds like a good risk to reward ratio to me. Now, this still could turn around. The confirmation is not there yet. We still have 3 minutes on this candle. But for my own personal self, risking this $6 on 25 shares at this point, when it has held up, over 20 minutes so far, I'm willing to jump in there a little bit, take a little bit extra risk to get a cheaper price if it does not continue. Actually, I can move that stop loss up a little higher, because if it drops below those wicks, it's going to be done anyway. There we go. So we do need to see bids start to stack over 6 if this is going to hold this trend line. If we don't see buyers coming in holding it above 6, it will crack right here. I don't know how. It says several shares of companies in the broader tech sector are trading higher following better than expected U.S. jobs claims data, which has lifted recovery sentiment. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to lift sentiment when we have crazy inflation, but whatever mainstream media or whoever's writing these articles want to think. They just talk crazy. Alright, I'm going to pop open. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I got a little bit behind again. Good morning, Michelle. I don't know if I said that already or not. Simple Life, I don't really care about whitewash sales. I don't pay any attention to it. Like I said, get a business, get a tax accountant. You ain't gotta worry about it. I don't know enough about like the tax system is a bunch of jumbled nonsense of craziness that people have just made up over the years thinking it was a good idea. And instead of ever fixing the tax system, we've only continued to take dumps on top of it. So I've tried to learn the tax system myself, even just particularly for trading stocks, but it's way too complicated for me. Like how are you? This is one of the biggest things that bothers me about the way they do taxes, especially as a small business. How am I supposed to, like, if I've been reporting all year, especially if you're a W-2 employee and you got a paycheck, and that's reporting all year to the IRS, why the hell do we have to figure out that number? They have the information. They know exactly what we owe. So why do we have to why can't they just send us a paper that shows us, or email now, that just shows us everything that was recorded and this is how much you owe? It'd be so much easier. But instead, you have to go and pay somebody, or if you go to H&R Block or any of that stuff, that don't do that. Just go get a real accountant, a real CPA, because people at H&R Block and these little tax places, they don't know what they're doing. They're just basic level CPAs that know how to file taxes, but they don't know the ins and outs of the tax system to get you the best deals and stuff on your taxes to where you're not getting destroyed by the government. Because as a small business, we get it worse than anybody. But if you have a good tax accountant, it can make a huge difference. I pay a nice little ticket on to have my tax accountant, but that little bit of money that I pay for him, he makes me way more money back. So, but I'm just saying. I'm just gonna be honest about that. I ain't gonna sit here and try to tell you. H&H knows more about whitewash shells than I do. But like I said, my accountant handles that. I don't worry about it. No, Michelle, I didn't kick Daniel B off. I don't know where Daniel B's been after that debate we had on live stream about him being a crypto skeptic and me being a crypto advocate. He got whooped pretty bad in that debate. So I don't know if he's tucked tail and hid or what he's doing right now. It's crazy. Yeah, One Life's definitely joking. I can guarantee that Daniel B is not starting a job at NASDAQ. All right. One Life is talking about it, CHPT. We'll throw it on there. Kenneth. Kenneth. There's actually multiple marijuana stocks that have medicines that they're working on that will cure, like you're saying, KNF may cure liver cancer. There's another one, I forgot what it's called right at the top of my head. Something leaf or something. I don't remember exactly. I'd have to look back at my list of pot stocks. But they have a similar thing that's supposed to be better than any pain reliever, better than Oxycontin and all that stuff. So that could be very interesting, and it's non-addictive. So if you have better pain relievers than the opioids that the big pharma ruined a bunch of people's life with, then that could be big. Of course, big pharma is still going to be in the way. That's the biggest problem with the marijuana companies, is because marijuana does have so many different healthy, what do you call it? Healthy terpenes and all the other things that's in it. It's not just THC. If you know anything about it and you've seen anything about it, there's multiple THCs. There's Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10. There's multiple CBDs, CBD, CBGGH, I think's the other one, CBD something or another with an M or something. So there's a lot of different parts of the cannabis flower that's never been studied because of our stupid laws that made it illegal in the first place. And of course, there's going to be a lot of remedies that are going to come out of that because it is a strong, potent, natural flower. However, Big Pharma doesn't like that. Big Pharma does not want cure-alls and pain medicines and cancer cures to come out of a natural flower, because then they can't package it in a nice little pill bottle and sell it to you, you know. So that has been the biggest hurdle for the cannabis sector, is big pharma. You know, big pharma owns the government, and we see the federal government still has not legalized marijuana, when over more than, I think at this point it's like 40 states that have some type of decriminalization or legalization. So when the whole country just about is saying this should be legal, then the government should listen to that. It should have been legal years ago. You know, California did their experiments, made tons of tax money. Of course, it doesn't show because they don't give their tax money to people. They spend it on their little pet projects. Colorado doing great, but we're seeing states like Florida, Alabama went medical, Virginia just went recreational. These little southern states with low infrastructure, they can take and tax that, and that's going to be a whole brand new tax revenue coming in that could help these states. So because of big pharma's greed, they're actually hurting everybody else, which is normal. But that is their obstacle. That is the cannabis industry's obstacle, because they can't. I don't know if they passed that bill or not that allowed them to use banks, but at some point this year they couldn't use banks. It still may be that way. I haven't checked. I don't remember hearing if that law went through. So that could be, you know, who knows? Who knows how long this is going to take? But anyway, let's see. Got me off on a rant again. FTT moving now. We'll put FTT on the watch list. We'll take a look at it. But I am getting ready to wrap up here soon. SoFi has done good today too. Lightning Rick, you need a chemistry PhD to get high these days. You're not kidding, man. You go to one of these dispensaries and they're like, all right, what kind of symptoms do you have? And then they have one for every single different symptom, which that's the great thing about it. It is a plant that can be crossbred and made into stronger plants for stronger medicines. It's a great thing that politics has kept the people from having. Yeah, man, I can't put that much money on one cannabis stock, not with like I'm saying with big pharma being a problem. Because we have a real problem with big pharma in this country. The government has allowed them to do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. And it was a problem before the bug, and now it's a super problem with the bug, because it's like I better watch what I say. I might get kicked off YouTube. But Pfizer right now is acting like a used car salesman who just got a brand new Mazda, a 1987 Mazda in like the base model, and it's got like one wheel hanging off, and they're like, hey, welcome to the lot. I know you're sitting there getting sick and all that stuff, but hey, come here and buy these shitty Mazdas that we got. You know, we only spent 2 weeks test driving them around, so we didn't do any actual thing under the hood, but it worked. It worked for 2 weeks, so it's good. Buy it, you know, get it. The government's like, oh yeah, thanks, Pfizer. We'll buy all those from you. Give us all the shitty Mazdas you got. Pfizer out here slinging dope like Master P back in the day. Government's always worried about the drug dealing in the streets, but they don't say a word about the drug dealing that's in the sheets. Lightning Rick. That is an interesting investment idea. And it does fit my investment thesis of valuable things over, other things. Oh yeah, FTT. Well, here again, FTT under that 200 doesn't have a lot of room to move. Maybe about 70 cents. So I don't know if IMTE is going to break or not. But I am starting to run out of time. Larry T's talking about CanF, but do your own research on CanF. Let me pull up CanF real quick. Oh, and then let's also check the indexes before I go. So this is the week chart on CanF. Not beautiful. Super, super low. I have not done much research on CanF. Yeah, so they just had clearance of this cancer lesions in advanced liver cancer patients. So they're filing a patent. Let's see. This is a biotech company advancing a pipeline of proprietary small molecule drugs that address inflammatory, cancer, and liver diseases. They're filing a new patent application in several countries for the treatment of all advanced solid tumors based on new clinical data showing that a patient with HCC, the most common form of liver cancer, was cleared of all tumor lesions following treatment with namodenoson, a A3, whatever that is. The pending patent applications are the latest of Can-Fight's growing IPO portfolio covering its platform technology as well as its drug candidate, namodenoson, and it is used in a variety of advanced cancers. Can-Fight's namodenoson is a small, orally bioavailable drug that binds with high affinity and selectivity to whatever that is, which recently found to clear all cancer lesions in patients treated under an open label extension program. So again, this is, and they do have 200 patents pending. 200 patents and pending patent applications in 16 patent families. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Do they have any drug on the market right now? Are they selling anything? Because if they're not making money and they don't get that FDA approval, because remember, Big Pharma you think Big Pharma is going to allow a small bio cannabis science company to come in with a cure for cancer that could be super cheap for liver cancer? Nah, Big Pharma ain't going to let that go. So they may apply for these patents, but until they get the FDA approval, it doesn't matter. And considering the FDA is in Big Pharma's pocket, well, that's going to be an issue. And if you go and look at all the big cannabis stocks that are medical stocks, what's the names? Right off the top of my head, I have such a big list of cannabis stocks, and I cannot remember them right now. It's been a while since I looked at them because they've been so low. Here we go. Let's pop this up here. This is my watch list. What are the big boys? Afra is a decent-sized Canadian company, but that's not the one. Canopy Growth is the other one. That's a big boy. There's I think SMG. Oh, that's Scott's Miracle Grow. Never mind. This is it. The GWPH. This is Jazz Pharmaceuticals. This is one of the very few pharmaceutical companies in marijuana that has been able to do anything in price, but now you can see it's just going sideways at 200. So I don't know what's even going on with that right there. But that's why I like IIPR, because it's a REIT. It's real estate. It's not the flower themselves they're investing in. They don't have to get patents. They don't have to do none of that. All they have to do is buy properties and lease them out to dispensaries and farms and all of that stuff. It's a lot better business model with way less competition. Um, yeah, Brian, I'm with One Life on this. I think let's pull up TradingView because I really don't. Out of all of the cannabis stocks I looked at, CanF has not ever been one that just jumped out at me, and that still doesn't make anything jump out at me. Like I said, it's got to get FDA approval. Even if it does get FDA approval, if doctors are not prescribing it to people, then they're not going to get any sales. And if there's major doctors over the networks that insurance covers, because insurance is part of big pharma, then insurance might not cover that treatment. So if insurance is not going to cover the treatment and the doctors are not prescribing it, it still doesn't even matter if it has FDA approval if nobody is going to be buying it and using it. So that's what you got to look at. Like, it's a reach. It's a reach to say $1,000. Like, I've seen plenty of biofarm companies have big rips and stuff like that, but there's a whole lot more bio companies out there that have failed than the very few that have the big explosions. Most of them, you probably get like a couple a year where you have thousands. Like if we sit here trading all year, you know how many patents I've seen for cancer this year from different companies, and not even just marijuana, just from random stocks that we're day trading down here in the penny stock world. Patents left and right. Phase 1 and phase 2 trials and all of that stuff. It happens tons and tons and tons. So is CanF the one out of, the thousands a year? Is it one of those few that's going to have a big explosion? Who knows? But real quick, let's just take a look at CanF's finances and see if they even have anything going on. Here we go. So let's see. We have 9 million in assets, 3 million in liabilities. So that's not bad. Assets have not really moved much in the past 5 years. Liability has went down, so that's decent. Oh God, their income statement. Look at that. Profit margin negative 1,892. Net income negative 14 million, and their revenue for 2020 was only 763,000. So they're barely pulling in any revenue and going further into debt. In 2019, 2018, they had a 3 million revenue year and a 2 million revenue year. Now they're down to 800,000. They have no goods. They're not selling any products. Operating expenses is more than what they're paying or what they're bringing in as revenue. So it's costing the business more money to stay in business than it is not to be in business. Look, net incomes continually to decrease. Decrease. Negatives. Let's check the balance sheet. Let's see, what do they have in assets? So they have 9 million in assets. 2020, 8 million of it's in cash. So they just have 8 million in cash. But that cash is not their cash because they're in debt, so they don't have any money. This company has no money whatsoever. Yeah, and here's the cash flow where we're really going to see it. Free cash flow down here at the bottom. cash flow in negatives the entire year this company's been out. Cash flow at negative 12 million in 2020. So this company just keeps looking worse and worse. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. So it's like picking a needle out of a haystack, to be honest. I didn't. What do you mean? I didn't say that nobody will prescribe it. I said if most doctors don't prescribe it, and if most doctors and the insurance companies, like you you're looking at it so linear, man. I'm not trying to knock the play or anything. What I'm trying to get you to realize is that you've got tunnel vision on this play right now, and that's very, very dangerous because big pharma is going to be an obstacle. And like I said, even if they do let the FDA approve it, doctors are not going to prescribe it. And I'm not talking about your normal doctor that you walk into. There's networks of doctors, and there's somebody over the top of that network who works with the insurance companies, and they decide what goes through. So if the insurance top and the doctor top of those two networks are in Big Pharma's pocket, then they're not going to prescribe it to people. They're not going to tell people about it. This is not going to be mainstream news that a small tiny weed company was able to put out a medicine that can cure liver cancer, because again, the mainstream media is on Big Pharma's side. We just seen that with Pfizer and everything. So if Big Pharma owns the mainstream media too, then nobody's going to know about it. So nobody's going to ask to get it prescribed. They're going to there's plenty of cures. It's just right now with the bug alone. If you go and do the research, the actual real research on ivermectin, it is dirt cheap. It is dirt cheap. It's been around forever. It's been prescribed to humans, not just horses. A higher dose goes to horses, but for humans, it is proven to do great stuff on many different things. But it's only $1 generic pill. Big Pharma could not make any money off of ivermectin. So what did they do? They made up a big shot. They made up all those boosters, all of that stuff, mainstream media. You watch CNBC, you watch all of that. Every single episode is sponsored by Pfizer. Like, all you got to do is put all these dots together. KNF is going to run into this roadblock. And when they hit that roadblock, are they going to be powerful enough or have enough money to fight it? And after just looking at their money, they don't have any money. They're negative in the money. Like they don't have any money. So I don't. It's a long shot in the dark. There's plenty of different things out there, plenty of drugs that cure other things that get no exposure and do not get prescribed because they don't make any money for Big Pharma. They don't put out cheap drugs for a reason. If they can't make money on it, you're not getting it. How many other companies? I can go down the list, man. I can go down the list of just bio companies. Watch this. We'll scan through bio companies. I'm not trying to debate you on this play. I'm just trying to help you see out of the tunnel vision. Because the tunnel vision is what's going to cause you, maybe it does rip. I'm not saying it won't. All I'm saying is there's a lot to this, a lot more than it seems like you're thinking about. So where's my biotech? Oh, right here, biotechnology. So I'm going to move all this off of here. I'm going to scan for biotech stocks. Let's see, OCG, and let's see what they got in their PR. Oops. Okay, here we go. OCGN. This was today they had PR. Their Covaxin induces strong antibody response children aged 2 to 18. They had the stock bounces after positive results from COVID-19 vaccine candidate. Okay. So OCGN is saying that they've got something that helps kids, right? They look at this. Same day today. COVID-19 vaccine candidate shows robust antibody in phase 2 and 3. Positive immunogenicity, whatever. All that. We go back. Let's go way back here on this PR and see what we got here. OCGN partner Bharat Biotech's Covaxin recognized by Guyana for travelers. But have you heard anything about this? Do you know anything about OCGN's vaccine that they got here for kids? That's really fantastic because I've not heard about it at all until I just read this. TNXP is a great example. TNXP loves to pump their stock. They love to put this PR out. Let's see. Oh, right here. Tonix Pharmaceuticals says FDA clears IND application for its TNX 2100 skin test for SARS-CoV-2 hypersensitivity. Let's go back a little bit further. They expand research collaboration to develop precision medicine techniques. All right. They had a presentation at the American College of Rheumatology Convergence in 2021. This is like amazing stuff, right? Oh, right there. Announces results of pre-IND meeting with the FDA as a potential vaccine. As a potential vaccine to prevent COVID-19. That was back in 1930. The trial 1 is expected to start in 2022. Oh man, they might have a potential vaccine, although Pfizer's already putting out pills, but they're still putting out PR like, hey, we got this vaccine. Let's take out KTTA. Let's see what amazing stuff they got going on in their PR. Just going down a random list on the scanner here. So let's see. Exclusive. What's going on? The CEO says we're working to have some big announcements in Q1, and we're hoping the market understands the optimal position where we stand at the moment. Okay. They opened a second ketamine therapy clinic in United Kingdom. Insane. We got ketamine therapies clinics dropping up from this company. Let's go back a little bit else. What do they got? What they got right here? What do we got? Any more? We got private placement. We sold. That's somebody else. It's a tweet. Here we go. Oh. Exclusive. This is exclusive news now here. This CEO of this therapeutic company says they're looking to expand its business internationally into the European Union in the future. They're looking, but it's an exclusive. Right here. Primarily focused on drug development. Let's see what else we got. Oh, right here. What we got? I just saw an FDA approved. Yep. What did they get approved for? The shares tripled to $7 after the company said its wholly owned Pasithia Clinic subsidiary was approved to provide esketamine, whatever, nasal spray for treatment-resistant depression in adults. Let's check out, what's this BBIO? Let's see what it says. I bet there's some crazy stuff on here, man. I bet they talk crazy here, too. No, they don't even tell you anything. Oh, there we go. So they met primary endpoints on December 12th of their phase 3 trial. But let's see. Treatment for whatever this is, some type of heart something, because it says cardiomyopathy, did not meet primary endpoints in ongoing late stage study at month 12. So I guarantee if we look back, oh, right here, look here. BBIO, Bridge Biopharma, Helsing Group team up to jointly develop market new cancer treatment. So they launched a collaboration to develop and commercialize a new inhibitor targeting several difficult to treat tumors. The joint collaboration is part of a non-exclusive agreement between companies that allow them to create co-development or whatever for each program, whatever. So, yeah, this looks like it's big. They're going to market a new cancer treatment, but we go up through here and nothing about cancer treatments. We see them fail some phase 3s. But where's that cancer treatment stuff at they were talking about? I don't see it anywhere. Anywhere at all. So, I mean, I could do this all day. I could sit here and go through stock after stock after stock of pharma stocks, especially if I take the OCT filter off and I put it, we get the OTC stocks that are biopharma companies. Oh, good Lord, you're going to see all kinds of PR. So, and look at that, BBIO's up at $73, now down to $11. So, you know, don't get sold. Don't fall in love with stocks. Oh, IMT's still holding $6, so I'm still in there. Okay, I see you continued on there, Brian, but we finally, I mean, I just went to some random stocks. So, of course, the first 3 I looked at, who knew if they were going to be cancer treatments in there or not? But then we went and saw one after that. So, you know, you can get offended about it if you want. It doesn't make a difference. It's not going to change the outcome of anything. I'm just letting you know, man. You know, if it's what you do for a living, then you should know damn well that pipe dreams get you in trouble. And like I said, it could happen. You know, maybe it does happen and explodes. But what I'm saying is the probability of CanF being that one stock that's going to change your life, anytime anybody has that mentality, that never happens. Like that's such a rare thing to happen, to where you find a stock that's that super cheap and it explodes to some crazy exorbitant amount and stays there. Like we'll see penny stocks and stuff that'll rip $10 or whatever, but they don't stay there. They come right back down. But yeah, I mean, I could go all day. I could find plenty of cancer FDA approvals and stuff. Like CanF is not the only company working on cancer treatments. Matter of fact, if you really want to get crazy, CRISPR Therapeutics is the future of medicine. If these patents and all this stuff that everybody else is doing, CRISPR's way, way further advanced. CRISPR actually has cured multiple things with their gene editing technology. That's why CRISPR was all the way up at 220, and currently it's still around $80, which actually is pretty cheap for CRISPR. So this is gene editing. The marijuana has its uses, but when CRISPR can send in a little tiny robot, the CRISPR device, into your genes, and this is not something they have thought about. This is something they're actively doing right now. They're testing it on people. People have already been cured of diabetes in some of their tests. That is something that could go to $1,000, because this is going to change the whole entire way that medicine is done. You're not, like the mRNA vaccines came from CRISPR's technology. CRISPR's ahead of everybody. And that's what the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine are. It's a little CRISPR device that they shoot into you, and it goes into your DNA, And they say it messes with the spike protein or whatever all that is, but I know what CRISPR does. And they go in and they edit gene sequences to turn on antibodies for COVID. But COVID is not, that's just like a small little piece of what CRISPR's been doing. They've been able to go in and turn the genes off for diabetes. This is stuff that they have studies on that they can show proof of. They are a totally different company than Canaf. So like this is something where, this could have potential to go really big, more likely than a dollar marijuana stock that hasn't really shown anything yet. But hey, if you like it, if you've done your research on it, do your thing, man. I can't agree with you that it's going to be $1,000 play or that it's even going to be $100 play. I don't know what it's going to do, but I know it's going to have a lot of issues trying to get over $10. To work at the best case scenario, $10 is probably the highest it would go, even with that cancer cure, because it's old technology that they're using. What they're patenting, is using cannabis, but they're still giving the cannabis. It's either going to be oral, like a pill, or something else. It's not going to be on the level of gene editing technology, which is the future of medicine altogether, because it's not invasive, and it doesn't. Once they figure out how to control the side effects, it won't be as sketchy. CRISPR is profitable. CRISPR is absolutely profitable. CRISPR has more money than most biopharma companies. Let me pull up TradingView again, and I'll show you how the difference in Canaf's finances and CRISPR's finances. Just because the stock is down right now doesn't mean anything. Stocks go up and down all the time. Just because it's at a low, this could be a great buying opportunity. We don't know. But let's take a look at their finances here. All right. Overview. Actually, they dropped a lot in 2020, but here we go. Here's the balance sheet. So total assets, $1.8 billion. Total liabilities, $160 million. So their debt is literally nothing compared to how much in assets they have. Now, if we go to their cash flow, they did negative cash flow for 2020. But as you can see, it's looking like they're going to have a big year for 2021, as they're showing $456 million of free cash flow possibly. But all their years were not negative free cash flow. 2019, they had a $50 million year. And now with that big one coming up, that ought to be very interesting to see what they do. But we check the balance sheet. Total current assets. So you can see 2020, they've got $1.69 billion in cash. Right? Yeah, cash and equivalents, $1.17 billion. They also have $500 million in investments, in short-term investments. They got total receivables of $10 million. They're bringing in, money from their investments. This is a smart-run company, and they know what they're doing, but they have way more money. I mean, $1.72 billion with only $160 million in debt. They're not in debt at all. They're chilling. Big difference. But that's why CRISPR is $70 something and Canaf is $1 or whatever Canaf was at. So I'm more willing to, if I'm going to put money in something long term, I'm more willing to put it into something that is not going to, that is not as sketchy, not as much as a gamble. The indexes. Let's cover these indexes, and then I'm going to call it a day and eat some lunch because we are over that 2-hour mark. I'm having a brain fart here. Where's these indexes at? How am I not seeing these? Oh, I'm right on it. Never mind. That's why I'm not seeing it. Duh. Alright, so Dow Jones, how we looking there? Yeah, Dow Jones almost back up to the top of this channel. I would say we're going to see a pullback again. Every time we come up to this channel, we have a pretty strong pullback. And we're very close to that. Josie may be right. It may be a... Josie's calling for a slow week next week and a bit of a sell-off. And looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Index, he may be right. Let's see, the dollar. Remember, you guys, we were talking about this dollar trying to strengthen. Well, you can see it's not looking like it's going to pop up out of that flag and strengthen anymore. The dollar is starting to turn bearish again, getting held up at that resistance line because people are about to start putting their money back in investments now that it's a new year. Gold still over 1,800, looking fantastic. No problems there. Real estate, God, real estate just exploded. Look at that. Real estate up to 450 on the real estate index futures. Woo! Clear sign of inflation right here. When you have real estate prices busting up like this has got to be it. Is this all-time highs? What the hell? Well, that's 2000. What? This future chart looks crazy. That was 2005. That was 2008. That was the crash. That chart looks very strange. I don't know. I might need to find a better index. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but I don't think the market spiked that hard. That doesn't look quite right. But anyway, either way, you can see clearly that real estate is popping up, still going up. That right there was the COVID drop during real estate. Silver still hanging over 23. Oil still climbing up. Of course, oil is going to continue to go as long as inflation is happening. Oil's only going to get more expensive. The dollar is kind of performing mixed against a lot of the other main currencies. Everything's still pretty much looking the same. Bitcoin futures still looking good. Ethereum futures not looking quite as good as Bitcoin futures, but they are holding up. Let's go into the actual cryptos and see what's going on with Bitcoin and Ether. Oh, Bitcoin's fine. So Bitcoin just following that path. No big deal there. Ether still not made a decision. Could come back down to this trend line. Could rip back up. But right in the middle of both of these pathways still. And then today's top gainer in the crypto market at the moment, or at least on my list here, is Jasmy up 16%. So not a lot of movement in the crypto market. But if you are on frameworkfortune.com, I called this play last night. I posted it in the crypto hub. I don't know if anybody's seen it, or if anybody looked at it, but I should put this picture right here. And I was saying, watch for a $5 break on IMX. And I am in IMX for that $5 break that I alerted last night. And you can see it's already up to 525. IMX climbing beautifully up that trend line and is fourth on this list, up 8% today. So if you haven't yet, go join frameworkfortune.com. It is free. There's no paywalls. You just got to sign up with your email. All right, guys. Real estate has bubbled your house, gained over 80K in 4 months. Jay Edwards. No, I kind of look. I mean, I looked at the Dow Jones Index. The SPY. I'll look at it real quick. Man, I watched the SPY all day. Let me take. What did I do? Where did my list go? Oh, there's my news. Wait, did I put? Yeah, okay. Somehow I must have, when I was flipping around, I changed something. ETFs. There's my list. Bam. Okay, SPY. So the SPY on the daily chart having this double bottom rebound in there, pushing for all new highs. It is pulling back at the moment after pushing those all new highs. I'm bearish on the SPY at the moment though. Man, I don't know. This is quite the rebound, going from 450 to 480 with only, 6-7 days. Kind of crazy. Does look like it's running into some pressure. But here's where I really don't like it. If I remove all these lines, this is the COVID dip, and this is the top where we're at now. So this has been nothing but Fed money pumping this thing up, and they're still continuing to pump it up. But I don't know. This just looks like a big leaning tree getting ready to fall at any time. Like, how much higher can this go before it falls over and has another pullback, a big pullback? Because none of these pullbacks on the way up are big pullbacks. They're just little tiny corrections, little natural corrections. So we'll see. We'll see what the beginning of next week brings, because I'm bearish. I'm still bearish into 2022, even more so bearish, because I don't believe none of the hype they're putting out about the economy recovering. I can see it on the charts. The U.S. dollar keeps weakening. I can see it clear as day. This CPHT one you guys were talking about actually doesn't look too bad on the chart for EV for a long-term play. Down at the 200-day moving average right now in this big wedge since beginning of 2020. But yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised to see it continue to rip over 480, but I've been surprised several times this year, because it's, no matter what the chart keeps showing on the SPY, if the Feds are still pumping money into it, that's just going to keep pushing it up. They've got to be completely tapered and out of the market, or at least like halfway or something, for the real market to start showing what it is. Because the stock market right now is a lie. It's a pure lie. It's all Federal Reserve money pumped up to these crazy highs and valuations. Oh, IMT stopped me out, went sideways, could never break up over 6. Remember I said if it could hold 6, it tried, but it could never push up any higher. I have a little pullback there. So I did give what'd I give back? $6-7? Oh well. Still a decent green day on those two trades. Let's see. Of course, cash heavy right now to get a prop. Yeah, I'm with you there. I've been trying to get a couple of properties even before. I was looking in Virginia, but the property I had went through months of this last 4 months trying to get had title issues with the damn driveway that they did not um, make me aware of till the very end, and it just they couldn't get the title cleared. So I've spent 4 months waiting and going down to Virginia and all that, and yeah. Hey man, you own your own stock group and code your own strategy and trading view. Very nice. Listen, we got multiple communities. It's just not just my community here on Framework Fortune. We got Justin with Crypto Quarry Mining. His YouTube channel is on the website, and he's on there active. H&H Trader. He's another trader who's also got his YouTube channel on the website. Like, it's not just me with Framework Fortune. I am happy to work with other channels. So stay in touch with me, and we'll at least collaborate on something. Maybe do a little interview, get to know each other a little bit better, and talk about some things. But yeah, I know Ohio is super stupid cheap. Like, that's why I was looking at Virginia. There's several reasons why I'm looking at Virginia, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I know Ohio is really cheap. Property taxes are cheap. Property's cheap. There's not a lot going on in Ohio. Virginia is really cheap too. Very low property taxes, but Virginia, of course, if you go towards DC, it's going to get more expensive because our gods and rulers of the land are all in DC. And then Virginia Beach is Virginia Beach, so of course that's going to be expensive. But most of Virginia is pretty cheap. They just legalized marijuana completely. They have voted, because they are a commonwealth, they have voted to add cryptocurrencies to the Commonwealth Fund. So they're adopting cryptocurrencies. And all of the land there, most of it, has got some type of resources in it. There's a lot of gas in the Virginia lands. There's gold. They stopped mining gold back in 1940s, something, I think, when the California gold rush started. So nobody's really been mining gold in Virginia since then. But you look at the geographical resource maps, there's gold all through Virginia, same as silver, because there's tons of quartz and coal through Virginia. So anywhere there's lots of quartz, there's usually gold, because gold, the quartz is something to do with the lava and the magma coming up from the crust. It's pushing up that old magma, and the quartz comes from that, and in the quartz will grow the gold and other different not really gold. It's not really growing. It's the way it's being pushed up through the lava and everything, and it hardens. But usually if there's quartz around, especially lots of quartz, there's going to be gold or something of value. And Virginia has lots and lots of quartz. So, like, not only am I looking at it as a real estate investment, I'm looking at it for uh, minerals and gases and precious metals, all that. I want my own mine. I want to be able to just pull money out of the ground anytime I want to. Not pull fake fiat currency out of the air like the government, but actual, real, solid, physical gold, silver, gas, anything that can be traded in value. Yep. You're in Cali? Why, bro? Why are you in Cali, man? Nice, man. Nice job. Oh, yeah, 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 for sure. supposedly, and I don't think this is quite right. My real estate agent said they don't have mineral rights in Virginia, but I don't. I think that's wrong. Maybe in her little jurisdiction, they might not have mineral rights, but I'm pretty sure that you can get mineral rights to properties. They may just not want to come off of them if the cities or counties have the mineral rights. You may have to go in there and smack them around a little bit, throw them a little bit of money at them, throw a little hamburger or something. That's another point too. Yeah, man. North Carolina won't be. See, I've not heard about that thing with North Carolina not being able to trade crypto. That's real crazy. That is real crazy. I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you for that information. All right, guys, I got to call it a day. We are way over time. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We'll be back here in a little bit on Framework Fortune Crypto for some live Gods Unchained play to earn NFT game project where they pay you to play it. So why not play it? And then, of course, the crypto update will be at 4 p.m. Central. So go check out frameworkfortune.com. You can find me there if you need to hit me up, message me, anything, or on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. But all the social media is on frameworkfortune.com. It's easy to go there and find it. Guys, it's been a wonderful day. It's been a nice day in the market. I hope everybody had a nice, lovely day. And we will be back tomorrow if the stock market is open, which y'all said it was. So I'm guessing that I'm probably wrong and y'all are right. Until next time. This is so awkward right here. This part where I have to wait while I'm pressing the stop.